talk about eating to beat disease. And today, I think we're talking about drinking to beat disease, because tea is something that is even more natural to consume than eating food, because it's just, we got to stay hydrated.
Meet Dr. William Li, a world-renowned Harvard-trained medical doctor, researcher, and president and founder of the Angiogenesis Foundation, who has significantly contributed to medical science. His work has led to more than 40 FDA-approved therapeutics and devices for cancer, cardiovascular disease, wound healing, and vision loss. He is also a New York Times best-selling author with Eat to Beat Disease: The New Science of How Your Body Can Heal Itself. Recently, he published a new book, Eat to Beat Your Diet: Burn Fat, Heal Your Metabolism, and Live Longer. In this video, we'll reveal 5 drinks that can help fight cancer and reduce inflammation. We'll dive into the science behind each beverage and explain how they can boost your health. But that's not all. By the end, we'll reveal simple, delicious recipes for each drink, so make sure you watch the video until the very end. Dr. Li's groundbreaking research has unveiled the incredible potential of certain beverages to combat cancer and reduce inflammation. But before we dive into these powerful drinks, let's take a moment to understand why this matters so much.
Look, everyone enjoys a sweet drink, of course. Remember when we were kids and you went to a function and a parent or an adult pours you a cup of punch? It's of a color that doesn't occur in nature, and you drink it and, oh, it's so great. Look, this is who we are. We're humans. We enjoy sweet things. Our brain is hardwired to enjoy sweet things. But I think that one of the things is, if you have the awareness that things that we may enjoy may not be that good for us, and we're mindful about restricting, limiting, consuming only modestly, that's a good first step.
As Dr. Li points out, we humans are naturally drawn to sweet drinks. Remember those brightly colored punches from childhood parties? While they might have tasted great, they weren't doing our health any favors. But here's the good news. We can satisfy our taste buds and boost our health at the same time. It's all about making informed choices and being mindful of what we consume.
What's the role of beverages? People will say, well, fruit juices must be okay because they come from fruits, which are plant-based. Aren't you talking about eating plant-based foods? Yes. But again, this is, back to this idea of nuance, which is really important. I think that the science of the body is continuously changing and advancing so that we understand more and more what the impact is of something that we might consume and how our body responds to it.
Now, you might be wondering about fruit juices. Aren't they healthy since they come from fruits? Well, it's not quite that simple. As Dr. Li explains, the science of nutrition is constantly evolving. We're continually learning more about how our bodies respond to different foods and drinks. This is why it's crucial to stay informed and make choices based on the latest research. So, let's dive into the top 5 drinks that Dr. Li recommends for fighting cancer and reducing inflammation. These aren't just ordinary beverages. They're powerful allies in your quest for better health. But before we move on, it is important to mention here that no single food can protect you against cancer by itself. However, research shows that a diet filled with a variety of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, beans, and other plant foods helps lower the risk for many cancers. In laboratory studies, many individual minerals, vitamins, and phytochemicals demonstrate anti-cancer effects. By including more foods that fight cancer in your diet, you will help reduce your risk of developing cancer. The information provided in this video is just for educational purposes and is not an alternative to professional medical guidance or medical procedures. Please refer to your healthcare provider for a personalized approach before making any changes to your diet plan. Our first superhero drink is none other than green tea. This ancient beverage has been consumed for thousands of years, and modern science is now revealing its incredible health benefits.
Green tea has polyphenols called catechins. They help to fire up our brown fat to burn down harmful white fat, so they consume fuel. When fat goes down, your metabolism will actually naturally rise at any age, even middle-aged people. And by the way, you're also burning away harmful body fat, packed inside the tube of your body, and eventually it will also start to affect the fat that you can see in the mirror. I do recommend about 3 cups of green tea a day. That's where the good stuff starts to happen in your body. Tea leaves or tea bags can actually be used over and over and over again. We don't actually have to throw it out and get a whole new pot. Just put some loose leaf tea, hot water, and you can sip that all day long, and you'll probably have more than 3 cups over the course of a day.
As Dr. Lee explains, green tea contains powerful compounds called catechins, particularly one known as epigallocatechin gallate. These catechins have a remarkable ability to boost our metabolism by activating brown fat, which helps burn harmful white fat. This not only aids in weight management, but also reduces the risk of obesity-related cancers. But that's just the beginning of green tea's cancer-fighting prowess. Dr. Lee recommends drinking about 3 cups of green tea a day to reap its full benefits. And here's a pro tip. You can reuse your tea leaves or tea bags multiple times throughout the day. This not only saves money, but also ensures you're getting a steady supply of those beneficial compounds.
And matcha is a green tea with a lot of this catechin because it's the entire leaf powdered and then suspended. So you get everything. You get the polyphenols, you get the dietary fibers, good for your gut health as well. And matcha has been shown in the lab to actually kill breast cancer stem cells.
For an even more potent dose of catechins, Dr. Lee suggests trying matcha, a powdered form of green tea. Matcha contains the entire tea leaf, providing a concentrated source of antioxidants and beneficial compounds. In fact, laboratory studies have shown that matcha can even kill breast cancer stem cells, which are often responsible for cancer recurrence and metastasis. But green tea's cancer-fighting abilities don't stop there. Dr. Lee's research has uncovered even more fascinating benefits.
Now, green tea contains catechins that have been shown to lower the risk of colon cancer, stomach cancer, esophageal cancer, cancers of the gut, actually, because you're sipping the green tea and it's flowing down and touching your entire GI tract. Now, what's in green tea? Something called catechins, specifically EGCG, all right, Edward, George, Charlie, George. And this is actually something that I've studied. I'm a researcher. I have actually studied food as medicine in the lab, specifically green tea. And I can tell you that this is a natural chemical found in tea leaves that when you brew a cup of tea, the EGCG comes out into the liquid. So whether you actually have tea bags, you have loose tea leaves, or you have some powdered tea, which is another form of getting it. And whether it is green tea, whether it's matcha, you're all getting this catechin into your system. So what does EGCG do in the body? Well, something quite amazing. Drinking tea has been shown by cancer researchers to lower inflammation, which is, of course, one of the drivers for cancer. Green tea also boosts the immune system. Now, we all have cancers growing inside our body. It's a natural part of being alive. When our cells divide, they make mistakes, and each of those tiny little mistakes is a microscopic cancer. But our immune system wings by, finds that microscopic cancer, and takes it out like a sniper. And so good, strong immunity is actually cancer fighting, and green tea actually does that as well. But the thing that I think is most remarkable is that the catechins found in green tea cut off the blood supply to tumors. Now, all tumors are harmless until they actually get a blood supply. And this is a process called tumor angiogenesis. Now, our normal cells, our normal tissues have angiogenesis. We need them in order to be able to heal our wounds. But tumors hijack this process, okay? And they actually feed themselves to get oxygen and nutrients. And when a cancer actually does that, that is actually what allows tumors to actually grow wildly. In fact, studies in the lab have shown that without a blood supply, tumors can't grow beyond about 2 millimeters in diameter. That's the size of the tip of a ballpoint pen. But the moment blood vessels can actually grow up and touch that tumor and feed it, that tumor can grow 16,000 times in just 2 weeks' time, all right? So angiogenesis, which is normal for healing, good for our body, when tumors hijack it, the oxygen and nutrients allow the cancer to explode in growth. So tea containing the catechins cuts off the blood supply, prevents tumor angiogenesis, and that is one of the most powerful and important ways that green tea can actually be beneficial.
Green tea's catechins, particularly EGCG, have been shown to lower the risk of various cancers, including colon, stomach, and esophageal cancers. This is partly because as you sip green tea, it comes into direct contact with your entire gastrointestinal tract, delivering its protective compounds right where they're needed. But perhaps the most remarkable property of green tea is its ability to cut off the blood supply to tumors, a process known as anti-angiogenesis. Dr. Lee explains that tumors need a blood supply to grow beyond a tiny size. By preventing the formation of new blood vessels that feed tumors, green tea can effectively starve cancer cells and prevent them from growing and spreading. To add more green tea into your diet, try this simple recipe for a cancer-fighting green tea smoothie. Blend 1 cup of cooled green tea with a handful of spinach, half a banana, a tablespoon of ground flaxseed, and a few ice cubes. This smoothie combines the cancer-fighting properties of green tea with the additional benefits of leafy greens and omega-3 rich flaxseed. Our next cancer-fighting drink might surprise you. It's pomegranate juice. This ruby red beverage is not just delicious. It's also packed with powerful compounds that can help protect your health.
Next beverage we're going to talk about is pomegranate juice. Now, most of you will know what a pomegranate looks like, maybe a whole fruit. It's kind of a big, heavy, apple-y looking thing, red fruit. It's got a little crown at the top. And if you cut it open, inside are all these seeds. And around every seed is this layer of juice. Really sweet, absolutely delicious. You can put pomegranate seeds on salad or what have you. But you can also get pomegranate juice. And the way they make pomegranate juice is they cut the pomegranate in half and they press the seeds out. And if it presses out through the skin, you actually get elagitannins. Now these are natural bioactives that are found inside the pomegranate seed in that juice. And a lot of it's also in the rind. So when you press the juice through the rind, you pick up a lot of the elagitannins. Now what do these actually do that's helpful for longevity?
As Dr. Lee explains, pomegranate juice contains unique compounds called elagitannins. These natural bioactives are found not just in the juicy seeds, but also in the rind of the pomegranate. When pomegranate juice is made by pressing the whole fruit, including the rind, it results in a higher concentration of these beneficial compounds. But what makes elagitannins so special? Dr. Lee's research has shown that they have potent anti-inflammatory properties, which is crucial for healthy aging and cancer prevention.
Well, it turns out that the elagitannins are not only anti-inflammatory, good for healthy aging, but the elagitannins also cause your gut, okay, your lower gut, your colon, to secrete mucus. Now this is normal. We make mucus in our mouth and we also make it in our lower gut, in our colon. And the mucus in your colon, by the way, helps all the stuff slide through so you can actually be regular, right? Not constipated. But that mucus also supports the growth of a very, very important healthy bacteria called Akkermansia muciniphila. Now, some people call it mucinophilia. No, it's muciniphila. Akkermansia seems to be a guardian bacteria of our health. We've got trillions of bacteria. We're just beginning to pick through them, but we do know that Akkermansia is really important. Now, what does Akkermansia do? It actually activates your immune system, helps to fight cancer. We do know that cancer patients need Akkermansia in order to be able to respond to immunotherapy. That's not like a nice to have, that's a must have. It can make the difference between life and death.
These compounds stimulate the production of mucus in our colon. Now, before you say ew, hear me out. This mucus is actually incredibly important for our gut health. It helps everything move smoothly through our digestive system, preventing constipation. But even more importantly, this mucus supports the growth of a very special type of bacteria called Akkermansia muciniphila. Akkermansia is what Dr. Lee calls a guardian bacteria of our health. It plays a crucial role in activating our immune system and helping to fight cancer. In fact, studies have shown that cancer patients need Akkermansia to respond effectively to immunotherapy treatments. That's not just a nice to have. It can literally be a matter of life and death. To make pomegranate juice a part of your diet, try this simple pomegranate elagitannin booster. Mix 1/4 cup of pure pomegranate juice with 3/4 cup of sparkling water. Add a squeeze of lemon and a few mint leaves for extra flavor. This refreshing drink gives you the benefits of pomegranate juice without too much sugar, and the added water helps you stay hydrated. Before we move on, if you would like more recipes like this, make sure that you subscribe to our QuickTime newsletter for exclusive health insights and recipes delivered straight to your inbox. Our third cancer-fighting drink might sound a bit unusual, but stick with me. It's a powerhouse of health benefits. I'm talking about a brassica drink.
But Akkermansia also helps to prevent diabetes. Looks like it may be helpful for preventing obesity, dementia. We're just starting to pick through this, but there's a fragment of Akkermansia called P9. It's a protein fragment that it makes that actually helps with longevity as well. So Akkermansia is stimulated by colon mucus.
Now, you might be wondering, what on earth is brassica? Well, brassica is actually a family of vegetables that includes some of the most potent cancer fighters out there. We're talking about broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and bok choy, among others. These vegetables contain compounds called isothiocyanates, which Dr. Lee's research has shown to have remarkable health benefits. First, they boost your immune system, helping your body to naturally fight off those microscopic cancers that we all develop from time to time. Second, they lower inflammation, which Dr. Lee describes as the gasoline on a fire when it comes to cancer growth. But perhaps most impressively, the isothiocyanates in brassica vegetables are anti-angiogenic. Remember how we talked about green tea starving cancer by cutting off its blood supply? Well, brassica vegetables do the same thing. They help prevent tumors from growing their own blood vessels, effectively starving them before they can become dangerous. Now, I know what you're thinking, but how do I drink my vegetables? Here's a simple recipe for a brassica cancer-fighting smoothie. Blend 1 cup of chopped broccoli, steamed and cooled, 1/2 cup of cauliflower florets, 1 small apple for sweetness, a handful of spinach, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, and a squeeze of lemon juice. If you like, add a small piece of fresh ginger for extra anti-inflammatory power. This smoothie packs a serious punch when it comes to cancer-fighting compounds. Our fourth drink might be one you're already enjoying every day: coffee. That's right, your morning cup of joe is doing more than just waking you up. It's actually a powerful ally in the fight against cancer and inflammation.
Coffee. I have a cup of coffee every morning. I usually have espresso, sometimes a double. It really helps wake me up, and I actually love the taste of coffee. Now, coffee has caffeine, that's the stimulant, but coffee also has a bioactive called chlorogenic acid. And chlorogenic acid, again, helps to slow down the process of cellular aging. It actually protects your telomeres, again, those protective caps, from burning down too quickly. So coffee has actually been shown to be associated with longevity and more vibrant life. You want good quality of life, and coffee definitely is in there. Now, a couple of little tips about coffee. Organic coffee has more of this chlorogenic acid, this anti-inflammatory cellular aging slowdown substance. The other thing, if you want to get the most out of the chlorogenic acid in your coffee, you don't want to use dairy milk.
As Dr. Lee explains, coffee contains a bioactive compound called chlorogenic acid. This powerful substance helps to slow down the process of cellular aging by protecting your telomeres, those protective caps at the end of your chromosomes that play a crucial role in how quickly your cells age. Studies have shown that coffee consumption is associated with longevity and a more vibrant life. But not all coffee is created equal. Dr. Lee recommends choosing organic coffee, which tends to have higher levels of chlorogenic acid. But coffee's benefits don't stop there. Dr. Lee's research has uncovered even more fascinating effects.
Coffee actually protects stem cells in your body. Now, our stem cells live in our bone marrow, and they come out into our bloodstream to repair us from the inside out. Happens all the time. But as we get older, our stem cells are a little bit less vigorous than when we're younger. And And a lot of things can affect this, including oxidative stress from the environment and just simply aging. And so one of the things that coffee does is it protects, acts as a shield to our stem cells so they can actually keep on working as robustly and vibrantly as possible, regenerating us from the inside out. Third reason to have coffee every day is that coffee improves our metabolism. Coffee contains something called chlorogenic acid, and chlorogenic acid activates our metabolism. And the way it does it is by stimulating the production of brown fat. And we've got different kinds of fat in our body. There's white fat that's wiggly and jiggly, and brown fat that's wafer thin. And one of the things that brown fat can do is get turned on like a space heater. And when it turns on like a space heater, it's a process called thermogenesis. And coffee turns on thermogenesis. And you know why thermogenesis in brown fat is useful? Because the brown fat will be triggered and it'll burn down the harmful white fat, the visceral fat. So good fat fights bad fat, and coffee actually makes that happen. So you actually get more energy and it increases your metabolism. The other thing it does is actually helps you lose body fat, and you can actually lose weight that way. And studies have been done to show that drinking up to 4 cups of coffee a day can actually help you lose body fat. In fact, up to about 8 pounds of body fat over about 6 months or so.
Coffee actually helps protect the stem cells in your body. These stem cells, which live in your bone marrow and circulate in your blood, are crucial for repairing and regenerating your body. As we age, our stem cells become less vigorous, but coffee acts as a shield, protecting them from oxidative stress and helping them continue their vital work of keeping us young and healthy from the inside out. To maximize the benefits of your coffee, try this longevity latte recipe. Brew a cup of organic coffee and blend it with 1 teaspoon of coconut oil and a sprinkle of cinnamon. The healthy fats in coconut oil can help your body absorb more of coffee's beneficial compounds, while cinnamon adds extra anti-inflammatory power. Our 5th and final cancer-fighting drink is a summertime favorite, watermelon juice. But this refreshing beverage is more than just a tasty treat. It's a powerful tool for protecting your DNA.
Watermelon juice. Now, you might be surprised that I'm talking about watermelon juice because, well, if you just have a watermelon during the summertime, think about how juicy it is, so you don't need to actually squeeze it out into a beverage. But I can actually tell you, you can buy watermelon juice. You can actually press out watermelon juice. It's really delicious. It's very good for hydration. Not too sweet either. But watermelon juice contains a natural bioactive called lycopene. And you might have heard of lycopene in the context of tomatoes. I talk about tomatoes all the time. Tomatoes are a great source of lycopene, but watermelon juices as well. Lycopene makes a tomato red. Lycopene also makes a watermelon red. And the lycopene in watermelon has this incredible, remarkable property of being able to be antioxidant and to protect your DNA from the inside out. So you eat a watermelon, you drink watermelon juice, it's actually acting as a shield to protect your DNA from damage, for example, like from ultraviolet radiation, all right? So sun damage on your skin can be neutralized to some extent if you actually drink watermelon juice before you go out in the sun. How much before? A couple of hours, we'll usually do it. You could also have a tomato salad, but we're talking about beverages here. So make sure it's real watermelon and not watermelon flavoring. Make sure it's not sugar sweetened. You just want real watermelon juice, great for hydration, great for protecting your DNA against sun damage. It's kind of like sunscreen from the inside out in a beverage that's also hydrating. If you actually want to live a long time, you're going to get a lot of accumulated damage of DNA by being outside, getting your vitamin D, enjoying the outdoors, walking around, exercising. All these factors come into play. So why not protect your DNA from the inside out?
As Dr. Lee explains, watermelon juice contains a compound called lycopene. You might have heard of lycopene in connection with tomatoes, but watermelon is actually an excellent source of this powerful antioxidant too. Lycopene is what gives watermelon and tomatoes their red color, but its benefits go far beyond aesthetics. Lycopene has an incredible ability to protect your DNA from damage, particularly from ultraviolet radiation. In other words, Drinking watermelon juice is like applying sunscreen from the inside out. Dr. Lee recommends drinking watermelon juice a couple of hours before sun exposure for maximum protection. But the benefits of watermelon juice extend beyond sun protection. By safeguarding your DNA from damage, it can help prevent the kind of genetic mutations that can lead to cancer. And since we're all exposed to various forms of radiation and oxidative stress in our daily lives, having this internal protection can be a powerful tool for long-term health and longevity. Here's a simple recipe for a DNA-protective watermelon cooler. Blend 2 cups of fresh watermelon chunks with a squeeze of lime juice and a few mint leaves. Strain if you prefer a smoother texture. Serve over ice for a refreshing and protective summer drink. Remember, when choosing watermelon juice, or making your own, opt for 100% real watermelon with no added sugars or artificial flavorings. The natural sweetness of watermelon is all you need. Now, if you would like to learn more about foods that reduce inflammation and fight disease, watch this next video.